It's the Underpowered Hour. On this week's show, we're joined by none other than JLR's own Jeffrey Ehoodin to talk about Destination Defender on the West Coast for the first time. And now, here's the show. Welcome to the Underpowered Hour. I'm Steve Barris, mild-mannered television executive by day and Land Rover collector by night. You can find out more about our cars and what we're working on at thebarriscollection.com or follow us on Instagram at thebarriscollection. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend, Ike Goss.
Thank you to everyone joining us today. I'm the underseat toolbox to Steven's refrigerated center console. I am the contingency plan of podcasting, Ike Goss. I own and operate Pangolin 4x4 in Springfield, Oregon, where we live and breathe Land Rovers. Check us out online on Facebook, Instagram at Pangolin 4x4. Let's get started.
All right, Ike. Well, this week in the news, something we can't possibly ignore, the new Scout. I don't know if you had time to see it.
I've driven it.
You've driven it already. Wow.
It's amazing.
Jeez, that's amazing. You really are on top of things.
Wait, this is the Scout 2, right?
No.
Oh, shoot. I have driven those.
Yeah, no, those are from the 1970s. No, this is the brand new, yet to be released, all-electric Scout. And it looks pretty good, I have to say.
You like it?
I do like it. You know, I like it for a few reasons. I like it because it looks like a Scout, which, you know, I realize that Defender owners may grimace at the fact that yet another classic car looks an awful lot like the original. The design really hasn't strayed far from the tree, much like the Bronco and everything else. They've really kept it to the classic. I really love the Script Scout badge on the front grille that is identical to the original. I think that's really cool.
The rally stripes on the sort of promotional photos is pretty wonderful. That is a cool Scout feature, and that like weird rear corner window.
Yep.
That's pretty wacky, but it also has some like Rivian DNA
of
floating in there,
especially in the back. I have to say that I don't love the back of the car. Now, the original Scout had a very like GMC Jimmy kind of back to it, where it had the sort of rounded kind of taillights and stuff. And I don't love the Power Rangers looking rear tire cover thing. That sort of feels like a RAV4, but those are very minor nitpicky things. I think generally they did a great job. The interior looks cool. The fact they're doing a pickup truck version and a hardtop.
A Terra, they're calling
Terra,
which is kind of the original nomenclature for those things.
Yeah, it's pretty friggin' cool. So anyways, worth doing probably a deep dive on that. Chris has already ordered one. Maybe he's ordered both of them. We're not sure. There's a rumor. There's a rumor he's ordered both of them. But we should have him on the show to talk about it, do a little bit of a deep dive. But that's the newest thing. So all electric Scout. There you go. Pretty cool.
It kind of looks like an Isuzu Amigo at the back.
It does a little bit. The back is not my favorite part of the car. That's for sure.
I don't hate it, but
it's all right.
They could have done something different. It's just got a lot of visual weight in the taillight area.
It does.
That's the dominant feature.
It's busy back there. Got a lot going on. Going on back there.
The rest of it's kind of streamlined and simple and modern and all that stuff. And that's like,
really a lot going on back there.
But the pickup looks similar to the Rivian.
Yeah, it does. And the pickup's back is much simpler. It obviously, because of the tailgate, doesn't have the tire and stuff back there. But it does look very Rivian. It has that similar sort of molded in look that the Rivian has.
But big chunky wheels and tires and looks pretty cool.
And they're not talking about options and things yet, but it looks like you'll be able to option lots of off-road pieces right from the factory. You'll be able to do lots of tire and wheel combinations right from the factory.
This is like a Volkswagen sort of underrated project, isn't it?
It is owned by Volkswagen, holistically owned by Volkswagen. It is a Volkswagen product, yeah. There you go.
I'll be damned. Are these going to be made in the United States?
They are 100% made in the United States. That is 100% true. And they are made on the Volkswagen ID electric platform, meaning
I heard that they have their own platform.
Well, I think they use motors from the ID like thing. That it's definitely not the chassis from any of the it's not the ID bus or anything.
I was hearing that was like the special thing about this is that it was not a platform vehicle.
Yeah, so it's not like whatever the chassis or anything, but I believe they're the same motors that they use, and
some components would make sense.
Yeah, and a lot of the same like drivetrain computer stuff, and so they're borrowing a lot of stuff from the Volkswagen electrified program, but no, it's a totally different chassis. And obviously I imagine all the software and everything is specific for that four-wheel drive vehicle. Although the ID4 is a four-wheel drive vehicle. But yeah, it's really interesting. I like it a lot. I was really pleasantly surprised that it is as good as it is. Because, things can go either way. They don't always hit it out of the park when it comes to
when you get these like retro vehicles for sure. So I'm curious to see one in person. 2025. I think it's coming up really soon.
Yeah, and it sounds like probably later in 25, but yeah, orders open today, and you can start ordering. Actually, opened yesterday, and listening to this last week they opened. And that's
what's it cost? According to this article, it says 40 grand.
Yeah, they start at 40 grand. And I think they go.
It's pretty reasonable for a brand new car.
For an electric SUV, that's huge.
Four-wheel drive.
That's fantastic. I mean, you can't get a Model 3 for that, really. You kind of can, but not one that has anything really attached to it.
I'm just kind of browsing this article about it, and it is going to be made in South Carolina. And it says that this vehicle was the platform. Guess where it was developed? Austria by Magna-Steyr.
Oh, of course it was.
Magna-Steyr is building all of the...
soon every car will be a Magna-Steyr developed car.
Yeah. Also developed the Ineos Grenadier platform.
Yeah, which had a very confident finish in the Rebelle this year. Finished handsomely.
Pretty good work there. Well, what do we got on tap for today?
Well, today we have a pretty fantastic guest, old friend of the show, and an official representative of His Majesty's JLR. Our good friend and Land Rover North America curator and specialist when it comes to both the club scene and Her Majesty's collection of cars, Mr. Jeffrey Ehoodin.
Amazing. I know that guy is great.
He is. I know he's our buddy, and
I can't believe we found time in his schedule to have him on.
I know he's always darting around the country after these amazing Queen's vehicles. This year, it seems to be, if he's not on the television, he's at a fancy dancy car show or something, and so.
Well, he's a busy guy. We better get into it.
Let's dial it up. So here we go. We'll throw on over to the Ehoodin interview. We are joined by our very good friend, and not just friend of the Land Rovering community, but certainly I would say steward of the classic Land Rover and of course the club scene, if you will, on behalf of Jaguar Land Rover here in North America. None other than Mr. Jeffrey Ehoodin. Thank you, Jeff, for coming back and joining us again on the show. It is always a pleasure to spend some time with you, my friend.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's great to be back. Always a pleasure. And let's just say I'm doing what I can for all those communities and activations the best I can, of like mind.
Well, you're doing a hell of a job, and certainly the Queen's cars, as they are over here, you're the official, I think, North American Queen analog. I think you've done a great job. I mean, all of her wardrobe fits you surprisingly well. I mean, she was a slight woman, but you wear it well. Yeah. And you've done a hell of a job with those cars and showing them off Pebble Beach and Rockefeller Center. I mean, you've been at some pretty high-end locations, places normally that they would run Land Rovers out with a stick. Yeah. So you've really managed to get them in there and show them off very well. So congratulations on that. And you're doing a hell of a job out there with some pretty incredible old Land Rovers. Those things are pretty amazing. So, yeah, it's neat.
You guys got a close look. They're extraordinary. And that's the idea in a lot of ways, right? Like bringing them to Pebble, where I'm not sure there's been a four-wheel drive vehicle, and then Rock Center. And it's just been, you see different types of people than you ordinarily do in a display. The amount of women that come through and seem to really connect with it has been really spectacular. And getting the 8:30 a.m. slot in the Today Show on Thursday was pretty big.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and I didn't realize, but this year at Pebble Beach, and this wasn't part of the Queen's Land Rover collection, but the other Land Rover that was from a private collection won one of the awards, that Jungle Safari Land Rover. It won a Pebble Beach award, which is fantastic. That woman was so fun to talk to. Her husband, unfortunately, who'd passed away, had commissioned that car from the factory, and it had done all kinds of neat safaris and stuff. And she was just a joy to talk to. We have to get her on the show.
Yeah,
but really cool.
The great Ann Lee, and who's widow of the great Bob Lee, Robert Lee, and so incredible collectors. And if you talk to her, she said that she thought that it was Bob's favorite, cool. and she was like one of us. It's displayed close to ours, and made sure that she could join in all of our festivities, and I think she got a genuine, as did everyone. Again, it's not so much the people doing it, but it's watching the responses out there. And so for me, I just thought it was great watching the judges come around and not have to squint down at a car, but kind of look up to it and climb in.
Right. Yeah, they were at eye level, which is not typical for them. Typical. Although some of those Lincolns, they're like 16 feet tall. Those crazy old 20s.
Beautiful.
Cars.
That was interesting that Anne had brought two cars from their collection, the Land Rover and their Duesenberg.
Yeah, the Duesenberg. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And everybody asked about the Land Rover, and I guess I wasn't by the Duesenberg, but it seemed like it was getting less attention than the Land Rover.
But it tells you the level of collector that is, and the vehicles that are out there. It's a good demonstration, and as you saw, it was a Survivor, and it fired up fine and ran, and seemed to be a happy old truck. It
was great, and she was in her safari regalia and everything, and seemed to really.
They did the tour too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
On the Friday, they did the driving tour, so it was cool to see that out there with all the Ferraris and Lamborghinis and classic stuff. Like, it was just cruising right along. Diesel, that thing is diesel. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
And 3 fuel tanks, so quite a range on that thing.
Jesus, you get to drive all the way to New York on a single fill-up. That's that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, speaking of driving all the way to New York on a single fill-up, we're here today, not just to catch up with Jeff, which is always a lot of fun, but to talk about a very important JLR event coming up, which this year is not taking place in New York. Of course, last year took place down in the great state of Texas, which Ike and I are featured in absolutely every single photo with our stupid cowboy hats.
That's right. You guys are Ike looking great.
I've apologized to Joe Eberhardt several times for that now. I don't think he's ever really going to forgive us, but we are prominently pictured in every Defender Service Awards photo with our dumb cowboy hats. But I don't know what we're going to do this year. We're going to have to think about costuming this year. But this year we are more than happy to be getting Destination Defender here on the West Coast, here in California, in fact. And the Great Republic is going to host Destination Defender. So Jeff, tell us a little bit about it. We haven't had a JLR event here since 4x4. And as we know, 4x4 caused a global pandemic. And so this time around, hopefully we fare better.
Yeah. This I think this will be the third year, and we've caused no global pandemic so far.
So far
with Destination Defender. So I'm feeling confident. I'm hoping that the weather patterns remain the same, because we have a weather on which side of the fence you are, a fortunate or unfortunate.
2 consecutive years of significant rain. Yeah. And it only rains 3 days a year here in California. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's going to be beautiful. I have not been to the site. It's the Calamigos Ranch up in Malibu. Have either of you been there?
I've not. I've been to the Boo several times, obviously, many, many times, but I haven't been to this particular area. I've been to this area, but not to this particular location. But I can tell you it's a gorgeous, gorgeous area, and not a significant drive at all from the city of Los Angeles, or even, to be fair, down from Northern California, most Northern California, this is a day trip. So fantastic for all of us West Coasters here in California, or even honestly, Ikers. I think you're going to drive down from the great state, or maybe fly down from the great state of Oregon. But it's all West Coasters. It's an easy spot to get to. Giant airports, obviously, all over here, but a great drive, and especially if you want to take the time and drive down the beautiful Pacific Coast Highway.
Absolutely.
It is literally right off the PCH, and that is a fantastic way to spend a significant amount of time in traffic. But you're right along the ocean, so it's beautiful.
You can ride in the tracks of Her Majesty's vehicles.
It's exactly right.
So, but it's only 40 miles from LA, about 65-ish, 70 from Santa Barbara. So we've got a great team. You guys have met the folks that are involved in putting this together.
Fantastic.
And so that goes a lot into it. Sort of, we want people to be able to drive their vehicles in, especially if they've got an older vehicle. We want it to be in range, and that sort of yielded the desire to get out and do this regionally and try to be where the people are. And so I think that's really the first step on this. We're finally out in California. I'm happy to be out there, and from what I'm to understand, the facility is just remarkable. There's some driving ability there. We'll have a driving course. As you guys know, we always announce and celebrate the winners of Defender Service Awards. So we'll be able to do that. And there's some special surprises. As it always is, what we're trying to do is create sort of modern outdoor lifestyle program for folks, and trying to bring in sort of culinary demonstrations as we've done in the past. That's always worked very well. I know certainly the first year, camping, glamping, if that's your style, and that's it. It's really happy to do it again. Recognizing nonprofits that take part in Defender Service Awards is certainly important, even based on what we've seen this year and some of the disasters. There's some stories from that, that we've been involved in and like to talk about.
No, that's fantastic, and I mean, certainly Ike and I have partaken in the culinary stuff quite a bit, and it's fantastic. I have to say,
I've never seen someone OD on croquettes.
It's true. It's it was rough.
We have to,
rough night.
We have to put you on moving the hot skillets. Like, you will be the
I'm going to do it.
The gloveless skillet move. That's like, that goes along.
It's no problem. I have like asbestos hands, so it's all those years of welding without gloves have really paid off.
There you go. Maybe after some brown water and sediment cups.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, our good friend Bob Steele, I don't think will be out this year. Recently had some knee surgery, and although he's recovering remarkably well, and I think that has a lot to do with a steady diet of brown water. But yeah, he is, and we hope to see him out as soon as humanly possible here. But I don't think he's going to make it out. But
no,
but
and Robin, which is really,
that's the one we really want to see. Yeah,
Bob.
We could do without.
Okay,
we could do without Bob, but it's Robin that we're really going to miss.
That's
true. I think that's universally accepted. But Jeff Aronson will be there. Yeah. Obviously, our friends from Lucky 8. We're going to have all your Land Rover favorites out there. I actually haven't talked to John. I don't know if any of the Center Steer folks are going to make it all the way out here or not.
I've got a line into him, and I'm talking to him. So that's kind of my next thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm basically just recovered from Rock Center, so now this is sort of front and center. And,
we'll get something going. We're cooking up something very special for Destination Defender. So we'll stay tuned for that. We're gonna announce something here soon. We've got something going on, but also Ike is going to defend his, what are they, burpees? What were you doing, Ike, in the fitness thing?
Breakdancing title.
A breakdancing title.
There
that's
it
right.
is.
His fitness breakdancing. He and Jenna had a fitness routine thing
Ike,
going on. It was pretty good.
It was took quite a bit of attention from the Olympics and all that. I don't know if you're going to Australia, to get some private lessons.
And I think it really bolstered attention at the Olympics, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
being from the home of it, being from New York City, though, I know there's quite a few questions.
Questionable, maybe.
Questions.
As we mentioned on this show many times before, again, Ray Gunn, the Australian breakdancing champion, is now again #1 female breakdancer in the world. Somehow she's made it back to the top of the break. So what this proves to me is that sport is completely unregulated. Anything is possible. If you can realize your dreams, I think is what that means. Anything is possible. So what about slacklining? Are we bringing slacklining back? I know that I'm looking forward to breaking my pelvis in several places. And so
I don't think, in looking at the list of events, I think that we don't have slacklining, but being on the West Coast, it will be much more oriented to that. So one of the things that I'll be looking for, there'll be BMX, skating, and
nice.
Somebody I've never met, but I've been just a huge fan of since he came on the scene, Shaun White, the Olympic gold medalist, founder of White Space and the Snow League. So he's going to be there. He's going to do 2 skate sessions and give a talk on Saturday.
Awesome.
So you talk about somebody that's really moved his sport along and is somebody who represents it really well. I'm a big fan of that era of X Games and all that, going back to the
cool
Metal Militia and Travis Pastrana and all those folks. There's really a generation there that I think those of us who are interested in action sports and adrenaline type things that can get us hurt are not of approval to.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll be really awesome. Yeah, he's great. And I've heard him speak in the past. Great speaker and really super interesting to listen to. Really interesting guy. And that's worth going out just for that.
That's what I think. Well, and that's the other thing. And for Saturday, we're going to have 5 out of the 10 of Her Majesty's vehicles. And these are really the select ones.
Oh,
and so we're importing. We've got him on the fast track now. Mike Bishop now has his own personal transport to come out, but he's invaluable.
It's one of those half-size Connex containers that you pack him in and ship him over. Yeah.
No, so Mike will be out. We're finalizing details.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
He and I will be with it. And I think for any of those enthusiasts or club members, because this is what was fat. You saw it at Pebble Beach, but more so in New York. We got the word out, and we had a number of real hardcores, real historians and all that who came out and didn't really know what to expect. And we were able to give them, with Mike, with access and with Mike, myself, give them a really detailed view of what these vehicles are and the differences and sort of that fascinating element of sort of having a passion for these vehicles, but not really getting close to something that's so unique as this, and coming away and knowing a little bit more and just seeing some really incredible examples of the vehicles. So again, I think that's a good family thing. Without question, as I said, we were up at the Audrain Concours, and the same thing. We had whole families out there.
That's so cool.
And it's it is as it is. Unique is as far as you get with it. It's just really special. So there'll be that. There'll be other talks. I know that we're going to be getting all of our Rebel competitors together.
That's exactly right. Yeah, all 4 of the JLR team members will be there with both cars.
Yep.
Both of the rally vehicles will be there. The 110 and the 130. Will be there in rally trim, so you can check those vehicles out. It is very neat to see the actual rally competition vehicles. It's very cool to see them up close, and all the ladies will be there to talk about the event. And if you're interested, show you through the cars, explain how the event works, and talk about the navigation and the rally raid and all that sort of stuff, how all that works. And there'll be if all goes to plan, there'll be a fantastic short film there about this year's event to watch and enjoy as well, and lots of great Rebel stuff going on, lots of stuff around that. So that will be very, very cool.
It's a good story to tell this year. One of the interesting things in the talks is that it's not only we've sort of done the Defender stuff, but they're moving into health and wellness, fashion and culture, sports and lifestyle. Obviously, with Shaun White, there'll be more music. So it's become a good kind of center of conversation for it, as we experienced last year. It was really, it was quite a few brilliant conversations and learnings and all that. And so
for sure,
we've got that, and there is a late night lounge now, so we can continue those conversations.
Late night lounge, that's what I'm talking about.
That's it. And we'll
Speaking of late night, is there a musical entertainment this year? Are we going to have is Linus coming down with the banjo? What are we? Have you booked that yet? I know he's booking up fast around the holidays. So
this is all I know. Our people are talking to his people.
Okay, all right. I know. It's difficult.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's an eccentric artist type.
Yeah, so, it's true. It's hard.
I would love that. I would support
we
that.
all would.
The music, It's going to be, there's going to be what I'm to understand is a great list. That's going to be announced the week of October 28th. So,
all right.
In only a few days.
Okay. All right. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. We can just stay on the broadcast
until then. Yeah. We'll just wait.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. We'll just kill some time until then.
Yeah, coming up soon.
Until then, it's coming up. But, that'll be great because, of course, last in Texas, it was Fitz and the Tantrums, which was absolutely fantastic. I have to say, both Fitz and the Tantrums were really nice, really, really nice to chat with. Got an opportunity to meet them. And they were super cool. And it's been a band that we've really enjoyed in the past. And they were fun to meet. And, of course, the year before that.
No. Wait. Drone show.
Oh yeah, the drone show. Will there be a drone show this year? That's the question. That's right. I forgot about the drone show.
Very good question.
Ooh, you may just have to show up to find that out.
May have to show up to find out.
Because the drone show was pretty cool.
The drone show was very cool. So
it was very cool.
Let's see on that. But again, we got a driving experience again. There's an off-road course, and I am to understand that the Octa will be there for sure.
Ooh, cool.
And so it's my understanding that there may be some ride-alongs, not drives.
Oh wow!
But
very cool.
But just being around and having been around it and having watched it do its thing, it is a different level than we've ever created completely, and just a spectacular.
I do want an Octa quite badly. I don't think I want a launch edition one, but I lust after an Octa quite badly.
You better get one.
Well, the regular ones are going to be produced just every year. The launch edition ones are sold out, but the regular one, you used to be able to buy one, and I may have to buy one.
Yeah, it just for me, like as somebody who appreciates technology, I don't believe, and I'm very confident on this, there's any other manufacturer that has the type of suspension technology that vehicle has.
Cool.
It's watching it in action is remarkable. So just watching the thing go around, which I had a couple hours to do over in Goodwood, it was eye-opening. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I am really thinking about it. We need another Defender around here. Like, we need to get punched in the face, but you never know. You never know.
Well, you do have an extremely punchable face.
Exactly.
We do have a rash of rally cars around here right now, but what's another one? Hey, once you're in this deep, what's a little deeper? But
so the main event seems to always be the Defender Service Awards. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, again, it's every year. I mean, it's really been the most constant, and it's an evening where we bring in both the winners and the runners up, and each of those folks, all of those folks walk away with something. And so it's important for us to continue this and to celebrate really good work. Its categories are animal, wildlife, marine welfare, community services, search and rescue, and emergency, which certainly this year has been top of mind. And I know for a fact that there are defenders down in the Southeast doing good work. And that's just been an incredible thing to watch. And just really, for me, something that really taps to the soul of the brand. So we also have veteran and civil servant, outdoor accessibility and education. And then as we added last year, the honorees, those folks who came close but did not come away with a cigar or 130 shaped cigar, that those folks can get a fresh look and get an opportunity. It'll be, again, it's something that it's a very serious topic, but I would say as you guys experience the dinner is really enjoyable. It's something very unique, very much at the core of what our leadership here in the US and across the pond feels is a part of our brand. So we're looking forward to it. This has been a tough year for a lot of folks out there.
Yeah.
So certainly getting a Defender to go out and achieve the types of tasks that they need to do is just a great thing to be a part of and experience.
No, for sure. And those small charities, that makes a huge difference to them. Yeah. It's the Red Cross and things like this. It definitely helps out. Donating to those charities, it does make an impact. But these small charities, this kind of thing is, this is a life-changing sort of thing to happen to them. So I think that's why Defender Service Awards is such an amazing thing. And I think why it speaks to Land Rover's history of being that vehicle that is such a part of, be it areas of disaster or peacekeeping or whatever. It's always been a Land Rover, and I think this really carries that forward. So it's super cool, and it is impossible not to cry at these acceptance speeches.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, oh my God, we've eviscerating.
We've had some, and you know what's the interesting thing is that as people get engaged and sort of recognize, oh, I can do this, I need a video. And then the next step really is getting out, for them to go out and get awareness. And so they're learning how to get awareness on their own. They're sort of charging their own battery in this. And then those who are lucky enough to win, or who really kind of make the case and win, it's an awareness gift in terms of growing awareness. It's a good local news story. So it helps in such a great variety of ways. And really, Joe Stovall has really been at the core of this, and it's just an extraordinary program. It's hard to imagine that what didn't exist
prior to this. It's true. It's true. It's a great thing. And I know it's something that now is both Destination Defender and Defender Service Awards is something that they're looking at moving globally. Well, obviously, Destination Defender now, there's one in Ibiza.
There was one over there,
the Ibiza one, and no special 6 editions of a Defender for this Destination Service Award. We are for this Destination Defender.
Not to my knowledge, not yet.
Okay. Not yet. No Malibu edition. Although you do get the crazy ass Range Rovers for the Range Rover houses, but no special Defender for this one yet.
Look, it's going to be hard to do anything that tops the Octa just showing up.
It's true. That is pretty good.
It's like,
I really want one of those things.
The NBA player showing up at the local court.
Pretty cool. It is a pretty cool car. Hopefully people get an opportunity to take a ride in that thing. It is it is a monster. It is startling how wide it is. You don't really capture that in pictures. It doesn't. You don't immedially recognize it. It is the Bronco Raptor of Defenders, but it looks much cooler than a Bronco Raptor.
Well, given from its lead engineer,
exactly.
It's probably a little bit beyond
the Raptor
that.
Guy.
That's what
it's the Raptor guy. Yeah, if you get an opportunity to do the Raptor over again with, I would say, a better starting point. And you make the
active suspension, and
it's really the top of the heap until the Nana comes out.
The Nana. Just wait, it's on its way. Just wait.
The Deca.
The Deca. Whoa, that's going to be the Discovery version. The Deca. The Deca.
I hope so. Engine.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. That'll be the next bombshell you can come on with, Jeff. Is what are we doing with the Discovery? It's going to be be great.
Instead of saying we don't talk about future product, we're talking about future product.
We're talking about future product. It's going to be great. It's going to be a minivan. I heard somebody say something about we want to compete.
That would be cool.
With
I would actually
Honda Odyssey. Odyssey, or that. Would be cool. No, it wasn't a Honda Odyssey. It was the Volkswagen van thing, the new electric van.
The ID Buzz. I'm
the
not
ID
saying
Buzz.
Anything. We're now getting me in trouble. So pull back.
I love that thing. I love the ID Buzz. I think it's a really neat.
It took them long enough. I hope
it only took them
baked
50 years to come around to that.
2011.
Yeah.
Showed.
So,
but I hear good things from friends who've been in it, so good for them.
All right, so let's do some business here, Jeff. So the Destination Defender in Malibu, this year is going to take place the 22nd through the 24th of November.
Indeed.
If people want to attend, how do they do it?
Okay.
I'm gonna come. How do I do it?
Yep. Okay. So first of all, ticket registration, there's a website. So it's pretty simple. It's just destinationdefenderusa.com. So www.destinationdefenderusa.com. You can also go up to the main site and you'll be able to be led there. And then any listeners, any friends of listeners, any enthusiasts out there, if you're a club member, if you're not a club member, if you love what we're about, then there is a special code and that opens up a weekend pass for you. So that code is DDLA-LR Club, LRCUB, CLUB.
And we're going to put that, if you're watching the old YouTube, we'll put it up on the screen, and that'll be in the show notes as well. So both that website link and that code, so you can jump in there and get your Destination Defender on.
Yeah,
we hope to see everybody there.
Yeah. That gets you in. If you want to stay over, there's other things you can look at and sort of opt in, etc. But even if you're just coming for a day, then and when you're kind of one of us that enjoys the history, the legacy, the vehicles, and wants to get a chance to see some of the unique stuff like Her Majesty's vehicles, it's a good opportunity, and it's our way of welcoming in and recognizing those folks who fly our flag.
Right. But why not? Why not come make a weekend of it? Come stay. Yeah. There's an option to share a tent with Mr. Ehoodin. That's a premium package. You got to spend a little more for that, but it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. It's a whole experience to spend the weekend with Jeffrey.
That would be an experience.
It is an experience. I can tell you.
Comes with a monogrammed bathrobe.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah. And then you'll be wearing that the entire weekend as well. Yeah. So that's worth it. That's premium. You get to keep that.
I'm flattered that there's so many curious ideas here about me and my usage over the weekend.
It's good. Hey, you got to, you know what? You have to think outside the box when it comes to alternative experience. That's what it's about. That's the youth. They're looking for experience. They don't want possessions. They want experience.
There we go. And that's honestly what it's all about. So
that's a textured experience.
I'm excited to see all the extreme sports, all of the cool vehicles. It's going to be great.
I think we have enough people coming between Bishop and Jeff. You're always welcome. Jenna, myself, Isa, Ike, we may be able to bring at least half of my cars there. We're all going to drive. We're going to just come and we're going to pick out a car and we're going to drive there and we'll see how many make it. We're going to see how many make it.
We're just going to all pile in the Freelander.
Yes, we're all going to pile in the Freelander. We may bring the Freelander. We'll see. I don't know.
So this is
40 miles. I don't know.
This is a learning experience for me. So we need the Barris paddock because
that's right. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the Westlake Farms, except all the cars are shitty.
So okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this offline. How about that?
Or High Meadow. Sorry, High Meadow Farms. It's like High Meadow Farms, but all the cars are shitty. Yeah.
Well, this is great. Thank you, Jeff, for including all of the clubs. That's a real kind gesture. I think there's a lot of enthusiasts who really are changing their tune with respect to Land Rover's involvement and, the enthusiast culture. So that's really cool to see that change.
Happy to hear that. Yeah, that's what it's about. We all love the same thing. It's all really a matter of how it's approached and always trying to go where people go and do what they do really is something that I believe in quite a bit. So
cool. Well, Jeff, again, thank you so much for your time.
Right.
We appreciate it. It is always a pleasure. Can't wait to see you at Destination Defender, and I'll definitely take you up on that offer to jump the Octa over the slacklining course. So very forward to that. It's going to be great.
You and Sean. Yeah, I got you. All right. Fellers, thanks very much. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Well, man, I'm really looking forward to Destination Defender. I always kind of look forward to it. It's a fun time, and the little outdoor cooking things they're really tasty.
They're good.
They're super.
Those
good.
are good.
Yeah, those ladies last year at the Texas thing, man, they were making all that stuff so good.
It was absolutely amazing. Yeah. So if you're near Malibu or not near Malibu, consider coming out to the Destination Defender and get some homemade tasty goodness.
Yep.
The old outdoor cooking area.
Yeah, definitely do that. Try out some slacklining, whether they have it there or not. I mean, I think you should just try
I
it.
wouldn't be convinced, but BMX.
That sounds
BMX
fun.
Guys, I love when those guys break their wrists.
Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah, watch that. I think Ehoodin's going to try it. I think he's going to give it a go. For me, it sounds like he did it in his youth, so we can probably convince him to do it.
Yeah.
Give it a go. And Shaun White's going to be there. Man, it's going to be a big year. It's going to be super fun.
Huge.
Looking forward to it.
Huge.
It's going to be huge. Speaking of which, Jeff Aronson's going to be there. So
what?
He's going to be there.
I thought he was on the borderline fence area when he called me the other day.
No, I don't know. I think everybody's got to call him and encourage him to be there.
Well, this is going to be great. You better get there. There's a free code. Don't forget, DDLA-LR Club.
That's
so
right.
No excuses. We'll see you there.
We'll see you there. And we'll be there. It will be great. Can't wait. And until then, we'll see you next week.
See you on the trail.
The Underpowered Hour is produced by Liza Barris, Ike Goss, and me, Steve Barris. Pavel Svardov composed and performed our theme music. Consider supporting the show on Patreon, and if you already do, thank you. Your support makes the show possible. For even more, check out our Instagram or Facebook.